The woman was so frightened that her skirt fell off because the prisoner suddenly disappeared. In the next second, the hole above the man's head opened quietly, and then his head twisted and could only watch. A gold tooth was removed from a man. The convicted criminal condensed the gold tooth into a key and broke through the final prison door. He managed to escape from the underwater prison 800 meters deep. Diving long, the man finally came to land. He is one of the 5 death row inmates on the surface. Spike, who was ranked 5th, escaped from prison because he suddenly smelled a powerful energy radiating from the director that he had never smelled such a powerful energy in the entire galaxy. What was even more unexpected was that the person who produced this energy turned out to be the strongest high school student, Blade Tooth, who was sleeping off. Spike escapes from prison just to defeat him. At the same time, in a heavyweight prison in England, a very strong man was tied to a chair. Preparing for execution, following the officer's orders, a powerful electric current swept straight through the prisoner's body. In less than 2.5 seconds, the inmate was foaming at the mouth and his eyes were bulging. Just when the officer thought the prisoner had received his lunch box, the prisoner suddenly broke through the chair and ran away. As for the 2 small soldiers who had bullied him, the prisoner kindly sent them to Wonkwon Street. Seeing this cruel name, the arrogant and domineering officer trembled with fear. Decided not to take off his blindfold. The opportunity to retrieve a weapon is when the officer draws his weapon and shoots. The prisoner dodged quickly and at the same time threw a heavy punch. He was Dole, who ranked 4th among the top 5 death row prisoners in combat strength. He only has one goal: to escape from prison. Go to the island nation of Tokyo and defeat Ria because she also smells the same dangerous aura. On the other hand, in a dungeon in Russia, the prison guard suddenly discovered that the criminal Cole suddenly disappeared. The only way out to escape from the prison is a vertical hole 5 meters in diameter. The large population on the ground made Coles climb the 100-meter-high smooth wall with his bare hands. The prison guard immediately sent 100 people to look for Coles in the snow, who didn't know what was going on, had already gone far away, waiting for them to catch up with the border. Only then did they discover that all the soldiers on the border had been slaughtered by Coles, and blood was left on the walls to go to Tokyo to seek their defeat. Dorian, who was ranked 2nd in combat strength, was currently being imprisoned. In the harsh punishment prison in the United States, today was the day when he was sent to the gallows. With the fluctuation of a switch, Dorian also received the last knife in his life. But because he was a severely punished criminal, the chief deliberately hung him there for 2 full days later. Even if he was replaced by a dragon, he would probably have to be strangled to death. However, when he was dropped, Dorian suddenly opened his eyes during the forensic autopsy. He ranked 2nd among the top 5 death row inmates in terms of floor combat power because all the executioners had been slaughtered. Dorian only has one goal, namely to go to Tokyo. The next step was the smallest among the 5 death row prisoners, but he was the strongest this time. He was held in a completely transparent bulletproof glass prison. Ryuga, who was usually quiet, suddenly asked the prison guard who the strongest person on earth was. Lu Longguang used his palm as a suction cup and pressed it against the glass. Then he gathered strength and pulled. That power was enough to change space and time around him. He tore the 1-meter-thick bulletproof glass into pieces, even more difficult for the prison guards to deal with. Without saying a word, he was sent to meet the 18th generation of his ancestors. Others were a little miserable. He learned that the 5 death row prisoners had all escaped. It would be better for me to come here alone. Ren Ya was also panicked and confused because she didn't know how to face this dangerous me.